Hello and welcome to this very impromptu video because, well, it's happening. It's really happening. My Hero Academia Vigilantes is going to get its own anime series next year, and it's set to broadcast in only a few months' time, with it set to release in April 2025, future year 2025, which is only a matter of days away at the time I'm making this video. Now, I'm not going to be including footage from the teaser trailer itself because I don't want to get this channel flagged by you-know-who and you-know-what, so if you want to see the teaser trailer, there is a link to it in the video description, as well as in the pinned comment down below. I know this is inconvenient, but I'm a small channel, I don't have a hell of a lot of clout, and I'd rather not be fighting content matches in the middle of Christmas, so hope you can understand that. But anyway, let's just talk about this a little bit more. Needless to say, I'm a little bit excited about this news because this is a series now I've been talking about for the better part of the past year or so. I've been slowly going through the manga and reviewing it for this channel, as well as reviewing My Hero Academia Vigilantes more generally now for the better part of maybe about 5 or 6 years, so needless to say, I'm really happy to end up seeing this come to fruition. I'm happy about it, but I'm not that surprised it would end up happening, and I don't mean that to sound negative or anything like that, but let's be honest, dear listener, the rumours about there being a Vigilantes anime at some point have been around for years at this point, like pretty much for as long as I've been reviewing My Hero Academia just as a series. There has been these rumours that Vigilantes was going to get an anime at some point or another, and as such, it was always a matter of when, not if, that was going to end up happening. And I will admit, and I'll put my hands up and say this, I was expecting it to release far later. I was expecting that at the very earliest, it wouldn't be announced until maybe about this time next year, with it not releasing until maybe about October of 2026, but hey, I'm wrong, and I'm perfectly happy to be wrong because it's happening. It's really, really happening. It's going to be releasing in April of next year. Now, it's not clear at this point how many episodes there's going to be for it, and depending on how true or not my episode theory is, we might as well just get into the episode theory very briefly, and I might well do a video about this at some point separately, but I am under the impression that, or the illusion, depending on how it ends up hanging out, that the people that make My Hero Academia are contractually obliged to make at least 25 episodes of something My Hero Academia related per year. So that could end up being, say, a 25 episode season, or as we saw this year, a 21 episode season and a 4 episode mini season, which we got ahead of the main season itself. So there were still 25 episodes, it's just that they weren't in one season. As such, when we get to next year, depending on how long Vigilantes is, that will end up telling us how short or long My Hero Academia itself is. So, for the sake of the argument, if Vigilantes is 10 episodes long, that means that My Hero Academia's final season will be 15 episodes long. If My Hero Academia Vigilantes is 15 episodes long, that means that My Hero Academia's final season will be 10 episodes long. I hope I'm making that clear. Like, however long one is, it will determine the length of the other, so we'll see as well that's concerned. There has been some speculation that the final season of My Hero Academia will only be about 10 or 11 episodes, which would be a shame. And I was always, if that was going to be the case, wondering what would be there to fill up that gap as far as the contract is concerned. Now, the whole contract thing is just speculation on my part. There's nothing confirmed about all that, and stuff to do with contracts and such is never confirmed really ever, apart from the thing of, oh yeah, this person's been signed on for 3 years or 4 years or whatever, but we'll forget about that. So maybe we don't know how long it's going to be. We don't know what it's going to cover. Now, I'd argue that maybe it's going to cover volumes 1 and 2, as I feel that that itself makes for a neat little season 1. However, in the manga, they argue that volumes 1 through 4 was their first season, which that would make a very strong opening season, but I think that is just too much to cover. I'm not going to give anything away for anyone that doesn't know what's going on with all of that, but to put it into context, it would be like having Season 1 and Season 2 of My Hero Academia being just one long season, which, whilst it could work, at the same time, there's a lot of stuff to cover there, and it would just kind of wash over stuff, and especially bearing in mind it might only be 15 episodes or so, that is a lot of stuff that would end up having to just get rough shot over and overlooked and just kind of skip to a certain degree. But of course the counter argument is that whilst you could do a season out of Volume 1 and Volume 2, you may have to put in a little bit of filler and an extra little bit of padding here and there, because the individual episodes themselves, some of them, yeah, you could easily spin that out to a 25-minute episode of an anime. Some of them, however, they're a little bit light on material. You could combine certain episodes to make them into one larger episode, but you get the idea. There may be a need for a little bit of filler here and there to just explain the situation, the nature in this world, because let's be honest, this series, whilst it's going to be a much-watched thing for fans of the main series, there's going to be a lot of people coming into this for the first time, so various mechanics of the My Hero Academia world are going to need to be explained and discussed to them, so we'll see where it all ends up going. I'm not one of those people that has an allergic reaction to filler. I just feel that filler needs to serve some kind of purpose. There needs to be something else there other than, oh crap, we haven't got enough content to fill 25 episodes. What if they all go ping pong ball shopping or something? Let's have them all play skiffle ball or something. That'll do. You get the basic idea. I don't know exactly what it's going to end up covering. Like I say, I think that Volume 1 and 2 would be a good opening season. Maybe if it's only going to be 10 episodes, that'd be fine enough. 15, I think that will work for a nice 15-episode run, with certain episodes and for certain sequences extended out and built out to make them longer. But we'll soon see as where all that is concerned. The animation in the trailer, the teaser trailer, just looks fantastic, and I'm really excited to see what it can do with all of that. I like the fact that it has a very distinct look and feel to it that makes it feel like its own distinct entity separated from My Hero Academia itself. It has its own feeling, its own tone, its own flavour, which will help to set it apart, because whilst there are elements of it that do ring true and echo from things from the main series, it does feel as though it is enough of its own entity to warrant all of this. I'm interested to see exactly where they go with all of this. Like I say, I don't know what they're going to end up adapting, how long this first season is going to be, and what they're going to be covering from it. Now, the teaser trailer itself, for what it is worth, and as I said earlier on in the video, I'm not playing any clips from it because I don't want to get content ID, whatever it is, so I think that the teaser trailer itself is okay. I think it is great. I think it is fantastic. But I will say is that it does just feel rather generic as far as teaser trailers go. The version of it I watched didn't have any subtitles or such on it, but the opening narration, I can just easily speculate as it being just your typical thing of, it's the main character discussing about the nature of this world, talking about superpowers and their place within this world, talking about how they are a vigilante, and then a little shots of our main cast members, which it's interesting to see them animated in the way they are. I think that personally I would have liked the shadow work to be a little more distinct. I think that it needs to, certain characters need to cut a bit more of an imposing figure, but we'll see where that goes when it actually comes to full fruition. I don't know how much of what we see is taken from episodes, or if this is all just sizzle reel stuff, this is all just animation tests, but we will soon see as far as that's concerned. Now, there is a part of me that wonders whether or not Episode 0 is going to get some form of adaptation. Like, I think that it would be neat to just do it as a little bit of an OVA, something to come out maybe a couple weeks or a month or so before the main series itself is released, or rather this spin-off series is released, because it'd be a great way for people to be introduced to this series, and it is its own little fun little non-canon adventure, which I think would really go some way to set things up and to help us just get a feel about how all of this is going to be put together. Whether or not it will do, I don't know, and there's a part of me that's worried that if it does get adapted, it's not going to end up getting released until after the first season is released, which is, that would be a little bit peculiar, but I could easily see that happening just out of just freak timing. I don't know why they've released the Episode 0 after everything else, but with that said, when I'm looking at my manga volumes, Episode 0 didn't appear until like midway through the run of volumes I have, so we'll see where all that goes. And like I said, I'm just really excited and really interested to see where all this ends up going. I have been enjoying pretty much everything I've read in the Vigilantes manga thus far. There have been some fantastic moments, some bum moments, but overall, I'm just really just fascinated to see where they can take all of this. Now, let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. There's not going to be a comment corner in this video for obvious reasons. The most recent video I did that's My Hero Academia related is for Vigilantes, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but still, let me know how you feel about this. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to all of this? Have you never watched or read anything to do with Vigilantes or even My Academia more generally? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll get a little bit of a discussion going. And if there is enough comments on the video, maybe I'll do a follow-up video going through all those comments, but we'll soon see where all that goes. But anyway, thank you all for listening, thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye!
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, favourite, subscribe, click the bell, and do all the YouTubey stuff that YouTube wants you to do. Go on, it'll do me a power of good. Until next time, my friends, goodbye!